Doma Sports Talk Worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now let's talk about some heavyweight news. And in boxing right now, every news is heavyweight. So this one is super duper heavyweight. Every time I talk about him, I'm going to talk about him that often. Because there's really no reason to be talking about him. And everybody has already. But it's big 300-pounder in boxing, Jarrell Miller. The dude I said has a chance against anybody because, damn it, he's 300 pounds and has a background of kickboxing and all kind of stuff. So the man's, he's in any fight. It doesn't seem to have that much punch power, but 300 pounds. Let's make sure that's clear. When he's fit, 300 pounds. But the problem with Jarrell Miller is, he was doped before. And when he was doped, he had everything that dope, that there is in the system. So, he was suspended shortly. Wasn't long enough, to be honest, with all the stuff he was caught with. And, so somebody signed him. Bob Arum signed him for his next fight, and he's doped again. Right? So he's probably out of there for good. Should be. It's 300 pounds and looking for advantages. Sounds like Tyson Fury to me. 300 pounds, we got to 270, but looking for advantages. Right? Dillian White, dope too. Right? Luis Ortiz was dope earlier. Now, that's major players in boxing. Most of them have something to do with doping. Anthony Joshua, on the other hand, has only been accused of taking therapeutic use exemptions. Going to they get your doctor to write you in the test and it's on. You know what I mean? That's what he's been accused of. That could be, well, just saying, major players, all of them, the very, very major players, have been doped or damn near close to it. So we're going to leave Anthony Joshua out of it just for the sake of argument. But, Luis Ortiz, that's my boy. Love him. One of the guys I talk about all the time, but he was doped earlier. Dillian White, doped earlier, or not earlier, just last year, right? And before that, again, twice. Tyson Fury doped and just an absolute cheater with these gloves. It's absolutely ridiculous that we're not. I ain't read boxing news today. I'm supposed to read that CNN, ESPN, Fox, or somebody has talked about these gloves. If not, we're still going through the same thing. Like the damn senators. Don't let me get started. So who did we miss? Only people that ain't really had nothing to do. The major players is a Joseph Parker and, of course, Deontay Wilder, who weighs less than all of them. Way less than all of them. Started boxing probably later than all of them. So bottom line, this is a video just for people, and if people are still hating Deontay Wilder, then you basically came from hell, right? You basically came from hell, and somebody needs to check them and do exercise them. Some exorcism needs to go on, because if you're still that mean spirited to be against the guy who's never been doped, pays extra for people to not be doped, to clean up the sport, pays out of his pocket to do so, weighs 20 to 30 pounds less than all of these guys. That guy is a hero now. A hero. Deontay Wilder's legacy is going from, he's a Hall of Famer already for knocking 41 people out in a row, right? From holding the WBC championship for 10 title defenses, right? And he's still undefeated. It took a guy 50 pounds heavier than him to cheat with both gloves. And I'm going to say it, drugged him, as far as I'm concerned. So we can go half and half, 50-50 on that. He just ain't said it yet. I really didn't want to say that because I know that's what's going to come out when everything comes out. But bottom line is I think that too. Something was wrong with the boy too. All of these, to beat him, to beat a dude that little and small, brother and sisters, this is monumental. The dude is going to become a legend. This is going to become legend at the end of it, when all this is said and done. Because in your heart, man, this dude ain't lost now. You know what I'm saying? What's up? Is somebody could just bare knuckle fight him and don't tell him about it so he can get his bare knuckle on or something? Or we're going to have some different rules? And everybody's involved. I'm telling you, man, I don't want to put the names on it, but somebody, promoted that fight. Bob Arum and them, if it's 1983, Bob Arum. If it's at Margarito, Bob Arum and them. Y'all got to clean that up. And there's a whole lot of people involved. Damn, a whole lot of people that missed that. But we've been talking about it. But basically, we want to focus on one thing. Deontay Wilder. This is going to be considered a steroid era, right? And he's going to stick out like a sore thumb at some point when people start just, getting this racism out of it, or nationalism in some cases. But racism is basically what it is. Actually, we're supposed to be, if we think about it, if this was just good versus bad, and people were good people, well, because good people are in the minority, we understand that. But if good people weren't in the minority here, right, you would be like, I cannot believe that there's a dude out here that is not dope, surrounded by people that are doping and fighting everybody and knocking them out. And he's not even their weight. If there was another weight class, if there was a super heavyweight starting at 240 or 245, he wouldn't even be in that. He wouldn't even be that. Matter of fact, when it was time to fight Uzek, do you remember what Deontay Wilder was saying? Well, I don't want to fight Uzek at heavyweight. I'll go down to cruiserweight to beat him there because that's where he's undisputed, right? Because he's that close to cruiserweight. So yeah, sometimes guys know how it is here. It's certain people that people are not talking about, right? And because people are monetized, they got to get their money on, so they got to talk about certain things that are out there, right? So people that I talk about, like a Louis the Real King Kong Ortiz, that people are ignoring, a Guillermo Rigondeaux that people are ignoring, a Julius Indungo that people are ignoring, a Terrence Crawford that people are not giving his props to, a Deontay Wilder that people are not giving his props to, and definitely a damn Demetrius Andrade that is a legend that people are ignoring. So I will continue to just talk about them, right? There's nothing stopping me. That's who the people are. Those are the great people in boxing that are doing things that others are not even trying to do. Now, of course, you're missing some. I ain't mentioning everybody, right? But I'm just saying those still they stand out, and they've not been there just recently. Like it's a few guys that come up right now, and say, "Oh man, Devin Haney, man, well hold up now, right? Devin Haney and them, them boys and stuff like that." I'm talking about somebody who's been around here for the longest, 5, 6 years. People ignoring them, keep going around them, and all that ridiculousness because they can, because there's no regulations on the sport, right? There's nobody who wants to see the finals and wants to see these guys in fights and keep wanting to do that. And the bottom line is just simply what it is in society. It's the same thing in boxing. So yes, Deontay Wilder is a legend now. And people keep messing up and cheating and doping. All you're doing is building his legacy. Because let me tell you something. No brother thinks he lost no more. At 95.5% of brothers do not think he lost no more. And white boys, 50% of them, and 30% of the other 50, but they just too racist to say, I mean, I ain't saying that. I don't give a damn what. Then they going out like that. But 30% of them don't think he lost neither. That's what we're dealing with right here. This is absolutely ridiculous. It better be something coming out. But if not, it doesn't matter. Deontay Wilder is a legend here and amongst us all. That's the baddest dude out there. And you know what? It's starting to get like this. By far. Doma Sports Talk. Worldwide. And I'm about to here, y'all.